In the pre-dawn darkness of Missouri, Whiteman Air Force Base buzzed with anticipation. The air was thick with tension and purpose, as if everyone on base understood the gravity of what was about to unfold. The silence was broken only by the distant hum of generators and the soft footsteps of airmen moving with quiet urgency. On the tarmac, B-2 Spirit bombers waited, silent, sleek, and ready for a mission codenamed Operation Midnight Hammer. These aircraft, shrouded in secrecy and cutting-edge technology, represented the pinnacle of American air power. Ground crews moved methodically, checking every system, every bolt, ensuring nothing was left to chance. Their target, fortified sites deep within Iran, thousands of miles away. The mission would require crossing continents and oceans, flying over hostile territory, and reaching some of the most heavily defended locations on Earth. This was no ordinary bombing run. The B-2S would fly non-stop, undetected from the heart of America and back. No forward bases, no warning, the stakes were immense. A single mistake could mean mission failure or worse, global escalation. Intelligence pointed to a critical threat hidden in Iran's underground facilities. These sites were designed to withstand conventional attacks, buried deep beneath layers of reinforced concrete and earth, shielded from prying eyes and most weapons. A conventional attack risked escalation. Any misstep could trigger a wider conflict, drawing in regional powers and threatening global stability. The world was watching, and the margin for error was razor thin. The B-2 offered a precise, stealthy alternative. Its unique shape and radar-absorbing skin allowed it to slip past enemy defenses, striking targets with pinpoint accuracy while remaining virtually invisible to radar. For 37 hours, two-person crews would live inside their flying wings, crossing oceans in radio silence. They would rely on each other, their training, and their aircraft, pushing the limits of human endurance and technology. Success depended on flawless navigation, multiple in-flight refuelings, and absolute stealth. Every maneuver, every calculation had to be perfect. The crews would face fatigue, isolation, and the ever-present risk of detection. As the B-2S lifted off, they carried not just bombs but the weight of a nation's expectations. The hopes of their fellow airmen, the trust of their commanders, and the eyes of the world were upon them. This was a test of technology, teamwork, and the seamless coordination between pilots, ground crews, and mission planners. Every person played a vital role in the unfolding drama. It was also a test of the resolve of the aviators at the edge of possibility. Their determination, focus, and courage would be pushed to the limit as they embarked on a mission that could change the course of history. Operation Midnight Hammer had begun. In the darkness before dawn, America's silent strike was already on its way, shaping the future from the skies above. The B-2 Spirit is a marvel of stealth and engineering, representing the pinnacle of decades of innovation in military aviation. Its very presence on the runway is a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of its creators, who set out to build an aircraft that could slip past the world's most advanced defenses. Its flying wing design, with no tail or traditional fuselage, is not just visually striking, it's a deliberate choice to scatter radar waves in every direction, making the B-2 nearly invisible to enemy detection systems. This shape, perfected through years of research, is what gives the B-2 its ghostly reputation. Every inch of the B-2 is coated in advanced radar-absorbent material, a special skin that soaks up radar energy instead of reflecting it. Teams of engineers meticulously apply and maintain this coating, ensuring the aircraft remains as stealthy as possible, even after years of service. Even the engines are hidden deep within the wing, shielded from view and carefully designed to reduce both heat and radar signatures. This means the B-2 is not only hard to spot with radar, but also with infrared sensors that track heat. Despite its sleek appearance, the B-2 is a powerhouse capable of carrying up to 40,000 pounds of weapons in its internal bomb bays. This allows it to deliver a devastating payload while maintaining its stealth profile. Among its arsenal is the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, America's ultimate bunker buster bomb designed to destroy the most heavily fortified underground targets. Only the B-2 can deliver two of these enormous bombs at once, giving it the unique ability to strike deeply buried enemy bunkers or command centers that would be unreachable by any other aircraft. Advanced automation and fly-by-wire systems keep the inherently unstable flying wing gliding smoothly through the sky. The B-2's computers constantly make tiny adjustments, allowing it to perform maneuvers that would be impossible for a human pilot alone. This technology allows the two-person crew to focus on their mission rather than wrestling with the controls. In fact, the B-2 is the only strategic bomber in the world operated by just 2 people, thanks to its high level of automation. Its sophisticated computers and navigation systems guide it with pinpoint accuracy, even when flying for hours over featureless oceans or hostile territory, far from any landmarks or support. The B-2's combination of stealth, firepower, and advanced automation makes it a truly unique strategic asset, one that can strike without warning and disappear before the enemy even knows it was there. With its intercontinental range and aerial refueling capability, the B-2 can reach any target on the globe, flying undetected over deserts, mountains, or cities, and returning home without ever being seen. In Operation Midnight Hammer, all of these features, stealth, range, payload, and precision, would be put to the ultimate test, as the B-2 was tasked with missions no other aircraft could attempt. The B-2 is not just a bomber, it's a ghost in the sky, a game-changer that redefines what's possible in modern warfare. Its very existence forces adversaries to rethink their entire approach to air defense, knowing that the B-2 could appear anywhere, at any time, without warning. That's what makes the B-2 Spirit truly unique, a symbol of technological dominance and a silent guardian in the skies. Operation Midnight Hammer was months in the making. Behind closed doors, teams of military strategists, intelligence officers, and technical experts worked tirelessly, piecing together a plan that would require absolute precision and secrecy. Every meeting, every document, and every decision was shrouded in the highest levels of confidentiality. Planners used satellite imagery and intelligence to pinpoint Iran's underground targets. They scrutinized every pixel, searching for hidden bunkers and camouflage facilities, relying on the latest technology to reveal what the naked eye could not see. Every detail mattered: location, depth, and structure, so the GBU-57S would hit with surgical precision. Engineers calculated the exact force needed to breach reinforced concrete, while analysts mapped out the vulnerabilities of each target, ensuring no margin for error. The flight path was a masterpiece of deception, weaving through radar gaps and over international waters. The route was designed to avoid detection by enemy radar, exploiting every weakness in the air defense network. Supercomputers modeled enemy radar, terrain, and patrols to chart the safest route. These simulations ran countless scenarios, predicting enemy responses and adjusting the plan in real time to minimize risk. Meanwhile, the U.S. staged naval exercises and bomber flights elsewhere, creating a smokescreen. These diversions were designed to confuse and distract, drawing attention away from the true objective and keeping adversaries guessing. On mission night, the B-2S flew in total radio silence, invisible to eavesdroppers. Pilots relied on pre-programmed instructions and silent signals, trusting their training and the meticulous planning that brought them to this moment. Timing was everything. The bombers would strike at midnight when defenses were least alert. This window of vulnerability was chosen with care, maximizing the element of surprise and minimizing the risk of interception. Every refueling, every waypoint was calculated backward from the moment of attack. The logistics were staggering, with each segment of the journey synchronized to the second, ensuring the bombers arrived on target at precisely the right moment. This was more than planning, it was a chess match played on a global scale. Each move was anticipated, each countermove considered, as planners sought to outwit and outmaneuver their adversaries at every turn. The art of deception was as vital as the bombers themselves. Success depended not just on firepower, but on the ability to mislead, confuse, and outsmart the enemy at every stage of the operation. Precision and secrecy would decide success or failure. In the shadows of the night, every detail, every decision, and every deception would determine the outcome of Operation Midnight Hammer. 37 hours in the air demands a lifeline: fuel. A fleet of KC-135 and KC-46 tankers formed an invisible bridge across the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. Each B-2 rendezvoused with tankers multiple times, a high-stakes ballet at 30,000 feet. Tankers themselves were refueled in mid-air, creating a global chain reaction. Crews operated in secrecy, following complex flight plans to be in the right place at the right time. Hundreds of personnel, pilots, boom operators, controllers worked in harmony. The B-2's success depended entirely on this support network. No advanced bomber flies alone. Logistics is the backbone of power projection. The unseen armada made Operation Midnight Hammer possible. 37 hours in a B-2 is a test of human endurance. The cockpit is cramped, just enough space for two, a cot, and basic supplies. Pilots alternated flying and resting, grabbing sleep on a small cot behind the seats. Meals were simple, astronaut-style rations, hydration was critical. There's a rudimentary toilet, comforts are few. Automation eased the workload, but mental fatigue was a constant threat. Pilots ran checklists, rehearsed the attack, and kept each other sharp. The stress was immense, flying alone, in silence, into hostile skies. Only elite training and discipline kept them focused. Surviving the mission was as much about mental resilience as technical skill. The B-2's greatest asset was the crew inside. Crossing into Iranian airspace, the B-2S entered the danger zone. Stealth and planning paid off. Enemy radars saw nothing. The bombers descended, hugging terrain, undetected. In the cockpit, tension peaked as pilots made final adjustments. Weapons officers confirmed targets, bay doors opened for seconds. The GBU-57S dropped, guided by GPS, plunging deep into the earth. Underground, delayed fuses triggered massive explosions, collapsing tunnels and destroying the threat. The attack was over in moments. Total surprise, total devastation. The B-2S banked away, still invisible, as Iran's first warning was the ground shaking. Mission accomplished. The threat neutralized, no warning, no defense. Now the long journey home began. The world would wake to a new reality. Escape was as critical as the strike. The B-2S followed a carefully planned exit, exploiting new gaps in air defenses. Radio silence and discipline kept them invisible. Relief came only as they crossed into international airspace. Fatigue set in, but the mission wasn't over. Another round of refueling awaited over the Indian Ocean. Tanker crews greeted the bombers, confirming success. The final leg was a marathon, but the hardest part was behind them. Only as they neared Missouri did the crews break radio silence. They had flown to the other side of the world and back, undetected, unscathed. Operation Midnight Hammer sent shockwaves worldwide. It proved America could strike anywhere, anytime, without warning. No adversary's bunker was safe, no air defense impenetrable. The B-2's value, once questioned for its cost, was now undeniable. Stealth, range, and precision had changed the rules of warfare. For adversaries, it was a wake-up call. Even the best defenses could be breached. For the US, it validated decades of investment in technology and training. The mission's success rested on the skill and resilience of its pilots. In an age of automation, the human edge still mattered most. Operation Midnight Hammer will be studied for generations. It redefined what's possible in strategic air power, precision, reach, and stealth on a global scale. The mission's legacy is innovation, not just in machines but in planning, logistics, and teamwork. Thousands contributed, from analysts to tanker crews, making the impossible routine. True strength lies in synchronizing technology and people toward a common goal. The B-2's silent flight was both a whisper and a thunderclap, a symbol of quiet professionalism. The story endures: audacity, precision, and resilience at the edge of possibility. Sometimes the most powerful messages are delivered in silence, across the night sky.